Hey everybody, welcome to PBM's Video Entertainment, and welcome back to another episode of Thomas & Friends DVD Reviews. In this video, we're going to be talking about another Thomas & Friends movie, and that movie is Blue Mountain Mystery. So, without further ado, let's jump into the history of Blue Mountain Mystery. So, Blue Mountain Mystery was released theatrically on August 2012, and then on September 16th of 2012, it was aired on television. And then on September 18th of 2012, it was finally released onto home media in the United States and Canada. And you can either get the DVD copy or the Blu-ray copy. And fun fact, both the Blu-ray copy and the DVD copy were both re-released in 2014 by Universal Studios. And there is also a gift set, which comes with a take-and-play die-cast rolling stock. And it could also be found in the 3-movie pack with Misty Island Rescue and Day of the Diesels. And now we got the history part out of the way, let's jump into my copies of Blue Mountain Mystery. Alright, we will now jump into my copies of Blue Mountain Mystery. So, we're going to start with the 2012 DVD copy, the original copy, distributed by Lionsgate. So, as you can see, this one, I got this one with a really nice slipcover. So, on the top it says, all new movie. You got Thomas and Luke, you got Owen, Merrick, Rheneas, Sir Handel, and then Luke inside the tunnel. Very nice front postcard. Really nice. Spine, Hit Entertainment. Scrolling down here. Kirk profile of Thomas. Same promo shot of Thomas, just like with the front postcard. Lionsgate. Same thing on the spine. And the back. Uncover the mystery in this all-new movie. And blurb if you want to pause and read that. Meet new friends, Owen, Merrick, Luke, and Winston. And you got Thomas, Luke, Victor, and Owen once again. And there's a promo shot of Merrick. And there is a promo shot of Winston with Sir Topham hat. Thomas and Friends website. Yeah, the link to the Thomas website. Excuse me. Running time approximately 61 minutes. And plus, if you do the bonus features, it'll be much longer than 61 minutes. Anyways, you have your languages and all that copyright information at the bottom. Now, if we take it out of the slipcover, it is basically exactly the same, except it's not as shiny as, basically it doesn't have like the pretty slipcover on it, if you know what I mean. There's disc, squisher version of the top part of the front post art, basically. And we get some advertisements. Here is a, this one's like a magazine. And here's a Blue Mountain Mystery booklet, or basically like advertisements of Blue Mountain Mystery merchandise. From Trackmaster, you have Risky Rails Bridge Drop. From Take and Play, The Great Quarry Climb. I actually do have that. Well, I'm not sure if I still have all the pieces of The Great Quarry Climb, but yeah, that set is really nice. And then you have Wooden Railway. Then you have Mega Bloks, Thomas, Peter, Sam, and Rusty. I'm glad they did a Mega Bloks Peter Sam, because Peter Sam's my favorite narrow gauge engine. Engine activities. And then the Little Big Club, sweepstakes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Next, we got the Blu-ray copy of Blue Mountain Mystery, the original copy. So here we have Thomas and Luke, and Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Basically, the front post art's it's exactly the same, just like with the DVD copy, except this one's like Blu-ray size. You know, Hit Entertainment, Lionsgate. The back blurb's the same. Basically, like the bonus features are the same. Now the Blu-ray is Region A. And to let you all know, the DVD is Region 1. Yep. Here's the Blu-ray, Region A, and here's the DVD, Region 1. And the case, eco-friendly. Next, we have the 2014 Universal Reprint on DVD. Front poster art's the same, spine, hit logo. Scrolling down here, DVD video, Universal, back. Here's disc, just plain, boring artwork. Last but not least, the 3-movie pack with Messiah Rescue and Day of the Diesels. Here's the front, and of course, like I said, it has Blue Mountain Mystery, spine, Hit Entertainment, and here we have Thomas. Same promo shot of Thomas, just like with the front poster art. Lionsgate, and the back. Here's your blurb if you want to pause and read that. And there's the bonus features. And of course they did the stacked disc thing, which is, I really wish they would have them separated. And yep, here's Blue Mountain Mystery. Is behind the Day of Diesel's disc and the Messiah Rescue disc. And now let's jump into the menu tour for Blue Mountain Mystery, but we're going to start off with the DVD copy, like we always do. Alright, we have now jumped into the menu tour for Blue Mountain Mystery. So our options are play, scene selection, audio setup, and bonus features. Let's go to scene selection, like we always do. So, we have 8 scenes to choose from. Pretty nice. Audio setup. English, Spanish, and French, and English 5.1. Last but not least, the bonus features. So we have Blue Mountain Hide and Peep game, learn about standard gauge and narrow gauge engines, Blue Mountain Mystery karaoke music video, and working together karaoke music video, and trailers from Hit Entertainment and Lionsgate. And that's it for the menu tour for the DVD copy. Now we're going to jump into the Blu-ray copy. Alright, this is the Blu-ray menu tour of Blue Mountain Mystery. So you got play, scene selection, which 8 chapters, just like with the DVD copy setup. You've got English, DTS, HD Master Audio 5.1, and then you got English, Spanish, and French, DTS 2.0. And English subtitles, you could switch them on or off. Bonus features, exactly the same thing, just like with exactly the same bonus features, just like with the DVD copy. And that's it for the menu tour for the Blu-ray copy. Now let's jump into my review and thoughts on Blue Mountain Mystery. So overall, do I recommend Blue Mountain Mystery? Well, let's talk about the story first. So what is this story basically about? So, basically, I like the beginning part. Rheneas, he was coming down from the upper terrace with some heavy freight cars, and so the Blondin Bridge was collapsing, and so Rheneas, he tried to stop, but the freight cars were too heavy for him. So he just kept going and going. He made it across the bridge, but the bridge collapsed and it fell on Paxton, the diesel. And so Paxton was sent to the diesel works, and so Thomas is sent to help the narrow gauge engines. And then as Thomas was working at the quarry, the Blue Mountain quarry, Luke, the little green engine, pops out of tunnels. And so Thomas was like, who is that green engine? And the other engines were like, it was probably a runaway freight car, or it's probably a mountain goats and stuff like that. And then once Thomas saw Luke again, everyone was like, alright, we'll tell you about Luke and stuff like that. And then the next day, Luke and Thomas became friends, and then Luke tells Thomas why he keeps hiding in tunnels and stuff like that. And so Luke tells Thomas that he accidentally knocks over a little yellow engine into the sea. And so Thomas was surprised. And nor Thomas or Luke noticed that Paxton was has overheard the story of Luke, and so Paxton tells Diesel, which of course Paxton was not supposed to tell anyone because if he tells anyone, someone would try to send Luke away, and so Paxton of course accidentally makes a mistake. I mean, Paxton's a good diesel engine, yeah. He didn't know he wasn't supposed to tell the other engines about Luke. If y'all know what I mean. Like, if you've seen the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, and so Diesel plans to send Luke back to Sodor. No, I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for words. Diesel's planning to send Luke away from Sodor forever. And so it's up to Thomas to find the yellow engine. And so he came straight to Victor, and then Thomas realized that it was Victor, that he used to be the yellow engine that fell straight into the sea. And so yeah, after he was plunged into the sea, Victor was taken to the steamworks, and so over there he was painted red, and he learned English because when he first arrived on Sodor, he didn't speak English, he spoke Spanish. Yeah, Spanish. And so Victor, of course, is now happy working at the steamworks, and that's how Victor came to Sodor to work. So now Thomas has to tell Luke that he doesn't have to hide anymore. And so when Thomas arrives, Diesel arrives, and he was determined to send Luke away from Sodor forever. But Thomas was like, "No, Luke, you can't leave Sodor." And so Thomas, he does something kind of silly. He basically was lifted up by Owen, and so Thomas was on narrow gauge tracks, which of course he can't go on narrow gauge tracks because his wheels are too big, and so yeah, when Luke saw this, he helps Thomas back onto the track, and Luke helps Thomas like back on to the standard gauge track, basically, yeah. But of course, it was a little wild. Like, if you see the ending part, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, so it turns out, yep, Luke gets to stay on Sodor, which of course we all have a feeling that he would stay on Sodor. And so of course Diesel loses again, and Thomas has saved the day. And so what do I think about the story plot, basically? So I thought the story plot was pretty good. Yeah, pretty good story, in my personal opinion. Now let's talk about the characters. Now the new characters, Owen and Merrick, they're good characters, but it feels like to me they don't. I mean, unlike the later seasons of the CGI era, feels like they don't get a lot of screen time. I mean, they have some screen time in like the early Brenner era, like in season 17 and 18, you might say. Then Luke, of course. Luke's a pretty great character. I'm glad they brought back Luke in the Brenner era because I'm not sure if he came back to season 16. I want to say he made like a small cameo appearance in that season 16 episode. What was the episode called? The Christmas Tree Express? I think that's what that episode's called. Yeah. And then Winston, of course, we see a lot more of Winston because Winston is Sir Topham Hatt's inspection car on rails. Yeah. So of course, out of those characters, we get a lot more screen time of Winston. Yeah, Winston. Did I say Wilson? No, I said Winston. Yeah. Excuse me. I can't even talk. So, I thought the new characters are pretty good. Now, the soundtrack's really good. I loved the Blue Mountain Mystery song. That one's pretty good. And Working Together, that one's a really, really great song. And of course, the soundtrack overall is pretty good. And now, one more thing about the characters. When I saw Skarloey, Renee Sirhandle, Peter, Sam, and Rusty returning, I was like, wow, this is incredible. Like, they're bringing back some characters from the model era, like some characters that we know and love, like Scarloey, Renee, Sir Handel, Peter Sam, Rusty. I was like, thank you, Hit Entertainment. Thank you. Yes, because, yeah. And now onto this part. So overall, do I recommend this movie? Well, I am glad to say that it is way, way, way better than Misty on Rescue and way better than Day of the Diesels. And, I mean, of course, I wouldn't say this one's as good as Hero of the Rails, because, don't get me wrong, I'm not, well, basically, I still think Hero of the Rails was a really great way to start off the CGI series and stuff like that. Yeah, I think if I were to rank all the CGI Miller era movies, number 1 would probably be Hero of the Rails, 2nd, Blue Mountain Mystery, 3rd, Day of the Diesels, and then 4th, Misty Island. Yeah. So, of course, Blue Mountain Mystery, still one of the great films to watch. Of course, like, if you're a fan of, like, narrow gauge engines, just like me, I mean, one thing I will say, like, my favorite character, Gordon, he only made, like, a cameo appearance, and he didn't have, like, a speaking role and stuff like that, and that's just, yeah, kind of disappointing for us Gordon fans. But anyways, I mean, obviously, this focused on, like, Thomas and the narrow gauge engines and stuff like that. So anyways, do I recommend this movie? The answer to that is yes. I recommend you pick up this movie. If you want to get it on, like, Blu-ray, or if you don't have a Blu-ray player, do not worry. It also has the DVD. You can also get the DVD copy of the movie. Anyways, that about wraps up this video, and the next episode will be on the Hit Entertainment Children's Favorites, so please stay tuned for those. So see y'all next time. Bye.